It's bourbonblog.com live, and we are getting in the holiday spirit, heading to the North Pole, or otherwise known as a secret, unidentified location with our friends from the Kringle Life. Of course, you know these friends. It's Miss Holly, yes, and Santa himself. How's everything going there for the holidays?
Oh, it's a really busy time of year, as you can imagine. But luckily I got lots of helpers and all that kind of stuff to get the toys made and tuning up the sleigh. And luckily I've got some good tiki holiday spirit rum cream and
Nice.
lots of good cocktails. Mrs. Claus or Ms. Holly likes to make up some good stuff for me, so it's all fun.
So, Miss Holly, you enjoy. I see you actually have a bottle close to you. It's you're just kind of trying
to. I was going to make you a little drink from our new blog.
Excellent. And is that on thekringlelife.com?
It is. It is. Right. It's my favorite Christmas cocktail. The little story behind it is I had the champagne cocktail with cranberry juice. So I just thought it was champagne and cranberry. Well, I couldn't figure out how I got so drunk off of 2 of these. Then I found out there is vodka in it as well.
You realized it?
Well, I looked up the recipe later, and some recipes call for whatever, but I'm going to make it for you today. It's called the Sparkling Poinsettia. It's a great Christmas. Yes. Instead of a mimosa, it's a great cocktail to do instead. You just take your Belvedere. Now you could do 3 ounces, and sometimes they say 1.5 and then the rest champagne, or, and then top it off with a little cranberry. But I just kind of pour. That's the way I do things.
Miss Holly has just a good time pouring. Hey, if anybody does happen to have any questions
for
Anna or Miss Holly, or maybe even a Christmas request, ask down below. And want to let everybody know, if you want a personalized experience with Santa and Miss Holly, whether it's for your kids, for your spouse, friends, whoever, your business, log on to the Kringle Life. Yes, they can give you a personalized virtual experience. You guys are having kids and people join you from all across the world, aren't you?
Yeah, we've had lots of kids, mostly in the U.S. at this point. But we could talk to a kid in Taiwan. We can talk to kids in Poland. As long as you have the spirit of Santa and you're looking forward to talking to them, we can serve you anywhere that you have internet. And one of the things, just a shout out to all of our Polish dads out there. I appreciate your milk and cookies around the United States, but Santa enjoys his vodka too.
Yeah. Santa, you may get a few requests from people that want to find a gift, if they're adults, of a whiskey or vodka underneath the Christmas tree, right?
Oh, I hope so. Definitely, that's a pretty popular item. I think the important part when you do pick a gift of alcohol, you can go and get the high end, the expensive stuff in the $200, $500 bottles, but you can also have fun with just a cheap bottle under $100 that means something. If you enjoyed your trip to Kentucky, get a bottle of Kentucky whiskey. If you enjoyed your trip to Napa, and get a bottle of wine instead. You can have. Right. It's all about memories.
It absolutely is. And again, if anyone has any questions, and you definitely need to bookmark the Kringle Life, because this is something special that Miss Holly and Santa Claus can bring you through the holidays. You can book a little time slot with them. And what do you guys do for people when they book the time slot with you?
Well, if you book a 5-minute one, we have 5-minute, 15-minute, and story times. So the 5-minute one is for if you have one child that really is kind of nervous and apprehensive, which I mean, I guess, we can be a little, strangers are a little scary, especially when you're talking to Santa Claus.
Right.
So 5 minutes is good for some kids. If you have more than one child, or a child that likes to talk and tell stories and sing, then book the 15-minute session. Because 15 minutes we'll sing, we'll just talk about whatever. And then we have story times where you won't necessarily be able to talk with us personally, but you'll be able to hear a story and see us.
Yes. Yeah. What a cool thing there, just to be able to go to transport yourself to the North Pole, and it's so nice of you all to make a little bit of time before things get really busy for a visit with Santa. When do things start getting really busy? They already are busy, but when does it really hit?
Well, of course, on Christmas Eve. That's when we take off and travel around the world. And
it's busy now. It won't let go. I mean, we have worked really hard so we have breaks during the day like we do now, because everybody needs a break from time to time. We used to work like 20 hours a day and only slept 4 hours. So
Wow.
we really have tried to optimize it, and we have some really good elves now that know their stuff, especially the technology stuff. The technology stuff is crazy, and we're not that great with that. So we had to hire some elves that can do that.
And they say behind every great man is an even greater woman, and that's true for us too. Miss Holly's she's a great product manager.
I still am in charge of the glitter, so I have glitter always on me too.
So those elves are someplace running around there, maybe even, or did they ever make their own cocktails, or do they ever do any beer making or anything back in the background?
I heard they like mead.
That's what I've heard. Yes.
The elves they love sweet things. They love their sugar cookies. They love their meads. It's all about sweet stuff. Oh man, the other day they made this. Actually, it was pretty good. It was kind of they took them candy canes and they ground the candy canes down, and then they added sugar, and they used that sugar cane candy cane water to distill this really kind of like a peppermint schnapps. It was really, really good, but it's too sweet for me.
It was good.
It's
A little bit'll do ya.
How many elves do you have there?
Oh gosh.
Well, you got the seasonal elves, the ones that come up just for the holiday season, and maybe I don't know, 400, 500 of them. I've lost track.
They keep track of people during the year. They're stationed all over the place. You wouldn't even know who they are. And then they come up and help us with the toy rush and toy making stuff, because they've already done all the looking to see who's bad and who's good and what lists they should be on.
But we've also got thousands of people around the country that have helped us, share a little bit about their favorite boys and girls and what they like, what they don't like. And the nice thing is when they sign up and do the visits, my memory is really good. Her memory is better. But being able to tell us what the boys and girls are looking forward to, that helps it make it more special for the people too. But it's all about spreading the joy, and we all work together here.
That's right, and
I was going to say it's been such a hard year, especially on all of these little kids in that age group that really like to talk to Santa, from age 3 to about 8 or 9 years old. They haven't been able to see a lot of their friends if they haven't gone to school. So to try to keep some normalcy in their lives is what we're trying to do, and make sure they're safe at the same time.
Right. It's a whole different holiday season, but with the Kringle Life, people can enjoy wherever they are, just to jump on a call, whether it's 5, 10 minutes or more. You can have one of these calls with Santa and Miss Holly there, and really enjoy telling them what you want for Christmas. Now, any particular wishes that have been rather interesting or just kind of fun stories so far from either children or adults?
I get a lot of people in the letters have asked for a COVID vaccine, so that's kind of an interesting one this year. But
right,
I think we're gonna get that. That's something that I'm not a trained epidemiologist. I'm just I'm more of the robots and toy cars and stuff. But
right.
We're doing what we can on that one.
Star Wars. People want Star Wars and Legos, and Star Wars Legos, and Harry Potter Legos.
Oh wow, it's amazing what Legos. It's the Legos continue to evolve, and it's fun to see all the new Legos. Hey, I'm actually having a. I know you're having that great cocktail, Miss Holly and Santa. What are you sipping on again?
Well, I've got some Belvedere here, but
Yes.
I have this interesting cocktail that Miss Holly suggested. Miss Holly's like the cocktail master. So I took some Cutwater Spirits Valley High. It's a
Wow.
tiki rum. It's a rum cream, but with some holiday stuff in it. And I just because I do like it. I do like sweet stuff, not super sweet, but I mixed it with this.
He likes his chocolate.
I love my chocolate milk. It keeps my anyhow. But then I mix it up together about a 2-to-1 ratio, and I've got this. It's kind of like it's a cold chocolate, but I guess you could probably heat it up too. I don't know, but it tastes really, really good. And unfortunately, I have to drink with a straw because when I get the chocolate on my beard,
it takes too long to clean it.
It can take a while. It takes a little while to clean that. There's probably some beard oils that you can use that are proprietary for Santa, right?
Yeah, we use some of the blueberry treatments that I'm sure you've heard of before, where it makes things sparkling white.
And it's rather magical. And speaking of magical, I am trying some Bad Sweater brown sugar and holiday spice flavored whiskey. This is a really nice one from our friends at Savage and Cook there in Northern California.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Santa and Miss Holly need some of that.
You do, and it even comes with a sweater. It comes with a Bad Sweater to put over the bottle. It's really delicious. It's like this great whiskey, spicy cocktail. Really, of course, they make the Burning Chair bourbon and a lot of other great whiskeys, but it has a holiday sweater with it too. So we're all in the holiday spirit. Tell us down below what you're sipping on, and if you have any special holiday wishes for Santa, do tell them. I know that the bourbon community probably, if they could, they would say, often we're wondering, how do we make bourbons age faster by just using the normal methods? It's not easy, right? So would Santa and the elves have any ways to make the bourbon age faster, to put more aged bourbon on the shelves? Is that possible?
I can sprinkle some of my Santa magic,
but aging's part of the process, and everything that's great comes with there. You may have to age it, and to me that's the best thing. Look at I don't usually use rosé,
right?
But I use the rosé because I had an extra bottle of this Robler, which is a great winery in Santa Ynez Valley.
Right.
And if you know anything about different sparkling wines, there's different ways that people create them. Now, this is how do you say it? The Champenois method, where they actually age it in the bottle and turn it.
Yes.
And then use it and then get it really cold, the neck, and then open it and pop out all the yeast and whatever particles are in there, and then top it off, and then that's what you get. So this one is done in the Champenois method. So that means it's been aging in this bottle for 12 months or more. And
amazing.
It's perfect. And I like it like this, but I like, the ones where they just add the CO2 as well and whatever. But this takes a lot more time and a lot more energy, but it's great, right?
And I think that's part of the magic of spirits. I think is there's Santa magic, and then there's distillery magic, and there's winery magic, and
right.
It's all part of the experience. I mean, I think that I can snap my fingers right now and give you a car, but wouldn't that feel better to actually have known that you saved up and you got that car, or a great again there's people there's great science, amazing scientists that are doing their own kind of magic with bourbon.
Right.
I saw somebody, I don't know if he was a good boy or a bad boy. It's kind of hard to tell, but he was actually aging bourbon with a dialysis machine, and just pumping the bourbon back and forth between the wood panes, and he's able to get an really dark aged whiskey in like 3 weeks. But that's cheating.
Yes.
But if that's what you want, if that's what you enjoy, then but Santa enjoys his aged, really aged stuff, and that's what it's all about. The magic that's inside the bottle.
The really aged stuff. And you know, when it comes to cars, Santa, I think there might be some people that that would like for you to snap your fingers. I mean, I know it's nice to save up, but you probably have that wish every once. Somebody wants you to. The last time you snapped your finger and made a car appear, what kind of car was it? Do you remember what it was?
I think it was a Sierra truck for Jim down in Huntsville, Alabama.
All right, so that's
he was a real good guy. He volunteered and he came back from Iraq, and just good boy. And you can be a good boy. Santa loves all ages. I mean, most people talk to us that are 5 years old, 6 years old, but there's a few of us, and there's a few people in their 20s and 30s and 40s. Santa was down at the park. Oh, what was that? 2 weeks ago. We did some reconnaissance in San Diego and wanted to see kind of how people were reacting, and walking around, and a bunch of kids in their 20s came over and said Santa, and they wanted to take.
We made sure they stayed away, though. I said, just stay a little bit away. We still got a social distance here.
But the reality is, Santa's magic. You might think he's not real. You might think, that after you're 10 years old that the magic goes away. But the reality is that I'm still here. And as you get a little older, you start realizing that Santa's magic is ageless. And I hope more people understand that.
Yeah, no, it's so important. And I tell you what else, you've been putting some great TikTok videos up. It's your TikTok is at the Kringle Life as well, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm not the best dancer, but I do enjoy my dancing.
You got Santa dancing you took a little trip to the ocean. I saw a little on the bay. You're doing a little dance there on the TikTok.
Yes, we love to go to San Diego for vacation. We tried to stay undercover, but
it's tough.
Like when I was taking that video, there was people in cars screaming Santa at us. Unless I can get him to cut the beard and maybe dye his hair different color, it's kind of hard to disguise.
It's kind of iconic, It's funny though. I went down to Ocean Beach, and I didn't have my hat on, didn't have my red suspenders, and they just thought I was like Jerry Garcia or something. Like Jerry. And they had some kind of, I don't know what kind of magic they were smoking down there, but man, it wasn't Santa's magic.
It is California.
Santa has all kinds of magic, and as we think about magic, and the holidays are going to feel different, and it's so wonderful that you are bringing us the chance to visit with you there on the KringleLife.com. So definitely check that website out. But as you look forward to the rest of the holidays, any advice for us just to keep some sense of what's normal and what feels like the holidays, even though we may not be able to go all the places we usually are, see family and friends? Any suggestions?
Like I said earlier, we're not that technical, but being able to do video chats these days has been wonderful. At Thanksgiving, we were able to do a Facebook. Was that right? Facebook chat?
The Facebook room. And it was funny because I haven't seen the Easter Bunny or Leprechaun. Those guys, they're different parts of the world, different parts. I can't just have them come up. And it's kind of fun because we all got together and laughed and joked about stuff. And it's my busy time of year, but Easter Bunny's getting geared up too. They're painting all those eggs. And
just like this, we can talk, and if we had dinner, we could just converse like what we're doing now. I think to keep people safe, especially the people that really need to keep safe, that's a fun thing to do. And you can decorate your house, of course, to the T's. Our elves always love making paper snowflakes everywhere, and those are the easiest things to make.
Oh, what a mess, all those cuttings.
It's like my glitter.
But, even if you don't want to do a video call, I know my one of my cousins, I call him up, at least once a week. I just kind of say, hey, Stan, how's it going over there? And, we've been friends. Oh, God, I don't know. I think when was he born? In like 1150 or something like that. Mm-hmm. He's almost as old as I am, but I talk to him, and it's just kind of like, hey, at least he knows that I'm here, and communicate like that. You don't need to say anything. Just kind of, it's like, hey, I'm here. I love you.
And that's the importance of everything is, I mean, yes, this year's different and the holidays may be different, but you don't have to dwell on it that it's different. You can continue to do your things that you want to do with modifications.
That's right.
And enjoy. I mean, we have been around the world so many times and have so many close friends and family all over.
Yes.
And give them a call. It's, it's that easy.
And I heard that you do some virtual tastings too. I've my Santa knowledge. I've been watching some of the stuff that you've been doing. I think that's a great way to bring people together too. That maybe you have college buddies that haven't seen each other. Normally you do a golf weekend in Florida or something like that. And I mean, I guess you could do that this year, but a lot of people aren't. And the distancing is good, but bring a bunch of guys together, or it could be girls. I mean, Miss Holly loves her whiskey too. So maybe a bunch of girlfriends could get together and do a tasting.
I'm really interested in that whiskey. Tell me a little bit more about that whiskey. Is it cinnamon? Does it have cinnamon?
Well, I'm mixing it up, and yes, so it does have brown sugar and holiday spices. I believe it's sort of a secret recipe that our friend Jordan Vai does there in Vallejo, California. Amazing place, great distillery, great people. This is, I think you all could probably find. Well, you can find anything, Santa and Miss Holly, but do look for this because it has beautiful flavors. And just as Santa mentioned, definitely if you're wanting to bring your friends together for a tasting or just come and enjoy a little tasting that I guide. I do them weekly or by schedule, just like Santa and Miss Holly do. Visit bourbonblog.com/tastings. We're all trying to bring each other together over whether it's the mistletoe or some whiskey. It's so important. You have some mistletoe around there someplace, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't need mistletoe.
Mistletoe's always around for you two, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. And is there a favorite meal that you all have before that long ride on Christmas Eve? Is there a certain feast that gets you ready?
No. As I've told all the kids, he eats a lot of cookies, okay? Everyone leaves cookies and milk. So a couple days before, I make him eat vegetables.
Ah, okay.
And on his flight with the reindeer, I pack him with tons of vegetables. But I'm kind of thinking he gives them to the reindeer because the reindeer come back and they're never hungry.
That's right.
Because I told him you gotta, while you're eating those cookies, you gotta have something healthy in between.
I love my steak, but traveling 25, 30,000 miles in one night with not a lot of bathrooms, it's I save my giant tomahawk ribeye for afterwards.
Now we do a big celebration for New Year's because
you save that.
Yes, we save everything. Because we gotta, after we're done getting, Santa's going around the world, we've got to clean up a lot of stuff too and start preparing for next year. So we do a cleanup after Christmas. And then that's when we have our big feast with all of our elves and everything else. We have a big New Year's feast and hope that the new year is going to be wonderful.
And we do hope that, especially for this year. You mentioned cookies. Should anyone be making any particular note on what your favorite cookie is when they visit their house? Any favorite cookie?
I'm a big fan of just keeping it simple, like just a sugar cookie, maybe a monster cookie with some nuts and some M&Ms and that kind of stuff.
He likes his monster cookies.
Monster. It's
with
a whole lot of
M&Ms,
different things. Yeah.
Chocolate chips. Yeah, fully loaded cookie, but he takes anything.
But
maybe somebody can make him a nice fruit plate or a vegetable plate.
But she made me a really good bourbon pecan pumpkin pie last for Thanksgiving, though.
Wow.
That was his last sweet. I mean, yes, he has some stuff now, but we kind of cut down all the sweets from Thanksgiving till Christmas because he's going to get plenty.
Well, that's why I'm using the lactose-free milk that has has less sugar in it.
It's lactose. It's so important. That's good of you. And everything you all are drinking looks amazing. And again, a lot of recipes, other conversation on your blog there on the kringlelife.com, and you just hop on and you find a time to book, right?
Well, yeah, and yeah, it's that easy. There's a little thing in the corner that says book, and you can go and look at individual sessions or group sessions. And Mr. Tom, I just wanted to say to you, if you have any good recipes that you would like on the site that I can put, and then I can link, that recipe back to your site too, we could do that.
Lovely. Let me think.
If you've got any good stuff.
Yes, I think we do have some holiday julep cookie recipes that include bourbon, maybe even some bourbon balls. Bourbon balls are this time of year.
Oh, that's something I haven't had in a while because
they're so good.
I'm the one who usually makes that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And it's just been so busy. I haven't had time.
Yeah. No,
I'm trying to keep up with all these new things. Like, have you seen those what do they call them? The hot chocolate bombs?
I think I've seen these. What are the hot chocolate bombs?
Okay. So in the North Pole here, every building has a hot chocolate bar.
Right.
You can also get cider too. The hot chocolate bar, we have marshmallows, whipped cream, extra, chocolate, sprinkles. So we've got all that.
And one of the elves, Bernice, she found that you can actually get these Lucky Charms marshmallows, just the marshmallows. And so you'll put in a few little sprinkled marshmallows on top of your hot chocolate. So good, Lucky Charms.
But we also have hot apple cider, freshly pressed. Well, we get the apples from some of our friends in Washington State, and then we bring them up and keep them in the coolers. And then when we're ready, we press them. And of course, we have some elves that like to be a little naughty and put a little whiskey in that.
Or Calvados.
But the hot chocolate bombs, I've heard some people say, why don't we have any hot chocolate bombs? So I looked it up, and I'm like, while it's a nice thought, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, they put the chocolate mix inside the chocolate, right? Then it has the
you make the chocolate. You have to do the stuff yourself, and
wow.
But it all goes down the same way, and it can look pretty, but sometimes not everybody has the time to do those.
It takes a little time, but we obviously love getting in the holiday spirit. For me, I recommend some really warming whiskeys, like the Bad Sweater for the holidays, or do something barrel proof as well. I love barrel proof whiskeys. Tell us down below what kind of whiskey or spirit you all like for the holidays. And if you did, for some reason, start this video midstream, and it will be up permanently wherever you're watching, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure no matter where you're watching it from, you're subscribed to that channel. It's also going to go on our podcast. So we want to make sure we have a podcast with Santa. So make sure you subscribe to our podcast so you can listen to our conversation with Santa there at anchor.fm/bourbon blog. Anything else that we have to look forward to as far as Santa's magical predictions for this holiday season or for the coming year? Anything you're really looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to being able to take a vacation safely next year.
Yeah, so
I think that's Santa enjoys going and getting some warm weather climate in the spring, but I don't know, maybe it's more June than March this year, but we'll be there.
I think a lot of people are getting sick of being inside and want to go out and be with their friends, but the part of this that can be really great is spending time with your family that lives in your house. Yes. And learning more about each other, especially if everyone's got hectic lives.
Right.
It's a great time. But I think I have faith that things are going to get better. And I've heard a lot of people say that they're scared because they think things are going to stay this way forever, but they're not. It's gonna get better. I have faith in that. And
I've been around for over 1,000 years, and this is a pretty bad year. But guess what? there's been a lot worse years in history, and we're lucky to have all this technology and be able to talk to people in the medical. My goodness, these nurses are fantastic now. The medic that they have, they're not perfect. They're not able to just snap their fingers and make stuff happen, but it's amazing how many people they've been able to help this year. So,
do you remember back in the day when it would be like whiskey that could cure you from something? I mean, we used to use alcohol for a lot of cures back in the day.
Right. Yeah.
But I we just have different viruses today that we can't do that. But you might as well still enjoy, even though it's not all medicinal.
You got to keep on enjoying it, and maybe it's somewhat medicinal this year, not quite the degree we need it to be, but obviously we're going to keep on sharing great stories, and we appreciate you all sharing some smiles and making people smile during the holidays. That's the important part. So no matter who you are, whether you have kids, no matter what age, log on there, visit thekringlelife.com for a little holiday cheer, and maybe that'll entice you to have a little visit with Santa of your own, because it's fun to see Santa. This has been fun. It's been fun to see you, Santa and Miss Holly. We definitely appreciate you all being with us, and hopefully we will. I know, Santa, you come through the houses pretty quickly on your magical ride, but I'll have a special cookie and a glass of whiskey waiting for you.
Well, and if you have one of those little airplane bottles, I can't drink and slay, because I wouldn't. I'd hate to drop Johnny's gift off the Sally's stocking. That would be a mistake.
He's pretty much automated.
But those little airplane bottles are great on the ride home.
That's very important. Leave Santa some airplane bottles. I'll definitely leave you one, and I'll pack in one for Miss Holly as well.
Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, everybody! If we had so many great people watching us tonight, thanks so much for watching Bourbon Blog Live. We'll be back more this week. Somebody did just ask if Tom has been a good boy. I'll put this up here. Annabelle just asked if I've been a good boy.
Well, the stuff that we know, he's been a good boy.
I haven't heard anything bad. We should ask. We should probably ask Mark. Mark is your elf who's in charge of you, and he's told us nothing but good things.
Oh, yes. Good. Well, that's good to hear. Now I know where that. Now I know which elf's in charge. That's good. That's
exactly.
Cheers, everybody.
Hello, Annabelle. We said hello. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Santa. And Miss Holly, thanks for watching.